Hey there guys, just a quick reminder, all the videos on this channel are not made for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Alright guys, today we'll be looking at another figure from anime Mythos. We'll be looking at their Ling figure, which is basically just Xeno Vegito in the Super Saiyan 4 version. And just so you guys are aware, we'll be looking at their 05 version of this figure because there's like 3 of them. And for anybody that's unaware, this is an unofficial figure. That's why you see this monkey thing on the box. That is because in order to sell it, they have to disguise it as something else. And as you can see, you got this monkey character right out of the box. You get alternate hands, alternate feet, and this little like cape thingy in the weapon. Although these two I'm not going to use because they're just there for the disguisement. And usually when it comes to anime Mythos, they also come in with these extra 2 boxes. This is a pen holder, which is basically the hair, and these are the bookmarks, which are basically the faces. So you get the hair right here. You get this alternate piece for the for his outfit. You get this blast effect. You get second blast effect, and you get a pencil. And for the bookmarks, you basically get 5 alternate faces. And here's what the figure looks like, and it looks pretty good. The monkey face thing, I really do like that they added some paint right here on the top. However, what I don't like are the eyes. They're just like black dots and that's it, which looks pretty weird. Of course, he also comes with monkey feet, monkey hands, but of course all of that stuff you're just gonna swap out anyway. Now removing the hands is pretty easy, but make sure when you pull the foot that the peg comes off as well, because the feet already have their own pegs. And you just plug it in. Alright, when it comes to the head, that's pretty easy as well. Just make sure to get the hair pieces out of the way, since you do have some articulation. You can see it. Just be very careful because these things are really pointy and they do hurt a little bit. And here what Vegito looks like once you swap all the pieces out, and he looks pretty good. And what I find interesting, you see the red that's right here? This is actually plastic that they layered on top, so there's no paint, so it actually looks pretty clean. On top of that, the pants, they seem to be more of an orangey red, a dark orangey red to be more exactly. And if you're wondering about this thing, the tail, what's really nice is that this thing is basically sculpted so you don't have to remove it if you want to swap it. You just gotta, well. So now you can put in this battle damage one and it just goes right there. And here's what he looks like with the more battle damage outfit. And here's the regular one. And the belt is well painted from the outside, but from the inside you can kind of see it's a bit sloppy, but that's fine because you're never gonna see that. And it is made of a very soft plastic. So you shouldn't have to worry about it messing with the articulation. Now, when it comes to the joints, everything so far looks pretty good. None of them are squeaky or anything. Everything feels pretty good. Now, I'm pretty new when it comes to like third-party Dragon Ball figures, but one thing that I've learned is that when it comes to Anime Mythos, the company that makes figures like these where they package them in multiple boxes, they're usually the ones you want to avoid getting early. My understanding is that when it comes to this company, their early batches are usually the worst. This is why my first figure that I ever bought from them, Xeno Vegeta, the pegs in his arms, they just snapped. And that's because I got him early on AliExpress. Every figure I've gotten afterwards has been pretty good, and that's because I got them from like 5K Toys. and they usually get them later on, the later batches, and those figures tend to be like higher quality. When it comes to other companies like Demonical Fit, however, those companies I say are pretty much good, whether you get them on AliExpress or 5K Toys or anywhere else. They're usually pretty solid no matter what. But for this company specifically, Anime Mythos, yeah, I would not recommend getting them early. I definitely regret getting my Xeno Vegito from AliExpress. I ended up having to buy a second one, the Super Saiyan 3, just to get a one that didn't suck. So far, I mostly bought figures from like Demonical Fit and Anime Mythos, and from Demonical Fit, they're usually pretty good. If you get them early on AliExpress, you should get a good figure, but when it comes to Anime Mythos, I would avoid getting these figures early. Usually the later batches are nicer, and you're going to get a better figure in the end. Now, one weird accessory that this figure comes with is these gloves right here. As you can see, the hands are molded into them. And I get the idea so that you don't see the peg in between the two pieces, but frankly, if I cared about stuff like that, I would just get a statue instead of an action figure. Because when you can see the peg just a little bit in between the hand and the glove. But personally, I would have preferred different accessories instead of getting this stuff. This just seems like a giant waste of plastic. Alright guys, one little pro tip: if the arm comes off by accident at some point when handling the figure, in order to put it back on, just know that you're going to struggle a little bit. See, it won't stick in there. The main reason is because you got to heat up this little tip right here. It needs to be heated up, and then once you plug it in, just put a little bit of force and it'll squeeze right in there and it'll actually stay on. And as you can see, it's all good now. Unfortunately, you will have to heat it up if you want it to actually stay in there, because it needs to like squeeze in order to lock in. But once it do, it pretty much works pretty well. Now, what's really interesting with this figure, you see the skin tone on here? This is actually made of a soft plastic, so you can actually like squeeze it in there. Meanwhile, all the red stuff, that's made of regular plastic, which is much harder. And the butterfly joints that this figure has, they're pretty much useless, look. They do basically nothing, like that's literally all the range you get. And when it comes to doing the splits, see, if you try to go all the way, it just comes off. This is about as far as it can go. The outfit does hinder it a little bit, making it go down further, but unfortunately if you try to go any higher, the legs will just disconnect. The tail is on a ball joint, so it's fully articulated. And this is about as far forward and backwards as the legs can go. The leg can bend that much. It does have thigh rotation, but because of the shape of the thighs, unfortunately, there's a limit to how far it can go in either direction. Of course, you also wait. Oh no, there's no boot rotation, unfortunately. So you got nothing there. You just got foot articulation. And when it comes to bending him forward, that's about as far as he goes. Backwards, on the other hand, that's about as far back as he'll go. He does have neck articulation, which is pretty good. He can look down pretty well as well. Looking upwards, unfortunately, yeah, he cannot do that. He can only look forward, and that's mainly because of the hair. It does get in the way. And it does have some articulation in the hair as well, although it's pretty much very limited. The hair in the front can also be moved out of the way. This is about as far as the arms can bend. And of course you get arm rotation. Now when it comes to alternate hands, he comes with these ones where he gives a thumbs up. You also get these ones that are more open. I'm guessing they're for like energy blast, but you also get these alternate ones that actually have pegs in them. You also get these more open ones which are more like karate chopping hands. He also comes with these hands which are meant to use so that you can recreate his fighting pose. And lastly, he also comes with these ones which basically have a little bit of energy blast in each finger. And lastly, he comes with a pair of fists, and in total he basically comes with 7 pairs of hands. Now this guy comes with 5 different faceplates, and this is the default one. And this one is his serious looking down face. He also comes with this screaming expression. And lastly, here is his serious face again, but this time he's looking forward. Now when it comes to energy effects, he does come with 2, and this is the first one, which personally I do not like. The main reason is that putting it on is pretty much a pain. These spike things, they actually come in this, so you gotta cut them yourself. And mine came a little bit bent out of the box. Now ultimately that doesn't really matter, but one of the pains is that every time I put these on, like one just always wants to fall down. See? It's just really annoying to deal with. But on the plus side, since it is made of soft plastic, if you drop it, it won't break. See, it's all still good. They'll simply just keep coming off, unfortunately. That's the annoying part. Now the second one is this energy sword, which I really do like. Now one thing that does annoy me with this figure is these things right here. As I mentioned before, these hands are pre-molded in. Now the reason that annoys me is because you don't get a regular option like these ones right here. So if you want to use this hands, which is meant for the energy sword, you pretty much have to swap out the entire thing. On top of that, you also get this more weapon holding hand. So that's really annoying. Now luckily it's not that hard to do. They come off pretty easily. And just be aware, the one that does have articulation in it, you do not remove the peg in the hands. You simply remove the glove and that's it. And then you just put a little bit of force and boom. I know it's not the worst thing in the world, but personally I would have preferred if I could actually just have one with articulation. Alright guys, now ultimately when it comes down to it, when it comes to this figure, I say the only thing that's disappointing about it would have to be the butterfly joints. They barely do anything. And there is that one accessory that's kind of annoying to deal with, but I'm never going to use it, so that's not an issue for me. But ultimately, this is a good figure, and if you wanted to have a Xeno Vegito in your collection, this is definitely worth picking up. And ultimately, this makes me very excited for what's coming up next. If you don't know, they're also making a Super Saiyan 4 Broly. And I 100% know I'm going to be displaying this Vegito with that Broly together in my display. They're going to look so good together, it just makes me really excited. Now if I have to say anything, is that one thing that I really like is that they made the gauntlets or the gloves removable. That's really good, because if you ever get like a pin stuck in there, this is going to be like an easy solution. They should continue doing this. But ultimately, do not have the hands molded in. That's pretty annoying. Just have them removable, so that way if something like this ever breaks off, you can easily just swap them out. That's an easy fix. Anyway guys, I want to rant for a little bit because Anime Mythos already made a Xeno Vegeta. And this Xeno Goku is actually made by Diamonical Fit, so where the hell is their Super Saiyan 4 Xeno Vegeta? They already gave us Vegito, they're gonna be giving us Super Saiyan 4 Broly pretty soon. So like, we really need that version for the collection. Like, I really want to have like the whole thing. And personally, I find it kind of annoying that the original Xeno Vegeta, that figure had some issues, and even people that I follow on YouTube, they've had similar issues as well. So it would be really nice if they re-release it, you know, because these newer figures are definitely way better. And I would definitely want to replace that Vegito with a newer, better one. Not to mention, get the Super Saiyan 4 version so that we can finally have all 3 of them. Alright guys, and now it's time for the size comparison. Here he is next to my Snail Shell Zombie Grizza in Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. Here he is next to my Jada Toy Street Fighter Cammy and Guile. And here he is next to my Mafex Marvel Gwenpool and DC Batman Night Crusader. And lastly, here he is next to my official Android 21 and my Demonical Fit third-party Xeno Gokus. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you can, please like and subscribe, and I'll be uploading more soon. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.